Imagine if you could make someone miss you so much they can't stop thinking about you, whether it's a partner, a friend, or anyone else in your life. What if I told you that Stoic philosophy holds the key to doing exactly that? Stay with me because I'm about to reveal 10 powerful principles that will not only transform your relationships, but will have them yearning for your presence long after you've left. You won't want to miss this. Absence creates value by allowing people to reflect on your presence and appreciate what you bring to their lives. When you're always available or overly present, it can lead to familiarity, which often diminishes appreciation. Stoicism teaches us the importance of stepping back and practicing self-restraint to cultivate respect and admiration from others. By choosing when to be present and when to step away, you create a sense of mystery and give people the space to miss you. In relationships, whether personal or professional, the power of absence lies in creating a sense of value. When you're constantly accessible, others may take your time, effort, and presence for granted. However, when you deliberately take a step back, it shifts the dynamic, compelling others to reflect on what they might lose. This is not about playing games, but about fostering balance and encouraging mutual respect. Practically, you can implement this by not immediately responding to every message or invitation, by taking time for yourself to focus on your goals, or by giving others room to initiate contact. It's not about disappearing completely. It's about maintaining a healthy distance that strengthens bonds rather than weakens them. Absence can create anticipation and rekindle connections, making your presence feel more significant when you do engage. Stoicism reminds us that our time and energy are finite and valuable. By understanding this, you can choose to be deliberate in how and with whom you spend your time. This deliberate absence signals self-respect, which in turn encourages others to value and respect you more. Emotional control is one of the most powerful tools in ensuring that people respect and miss you. When you allow your emotions to dictate your reactions, it often leads to impulsive behavior, unnecessary conflicts, or overreactions that can push people away. Stoicism teaches the importance of mastering your emotions so you can respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. When you remain calm and composed, especially in difficult situations, people notice your strength and self-control. This steadiness not only earns their respect, but also makes your presence comforting and dependable. When you're not around, they miss the stability and clarity you bring to their lives. Emotional control allows you to handle disagreements with grace, avoid escalating arguments, and remain unaffected by provocations. This creates an aura of maturity and strength that others admire. For example, when faced with criticism or challenging feedback, instead of reacting defensively, pause and reflect. A measured response demonstrates emotional intelligence and confidence. Similarly, in moments of conflict, choosing to step back rather than lash out shows self-respect and wisdom. These traits set you apart from others and create a lasting impression. By practicing emotional control, you also become more selective with your words and actions. You express yourself with thoughtfulness, making your words carry more weight. When people know that you won't overreact or respond irrationally, they trust and value your perspective more. Over time, your emotional discipline makes your presence indispensable and your absence more deeply felt. This mastery of your emotions is not just for the benefit of others, but also for your own inner peace and strength, ensuring that your relationships are built on respect and genuine. Maintaining mystery and unpredictability is a powerful way to make people miss you. When you're entirely predictable or too available, your presence can begin to feel routine. But when you introduce an element of intrigue, people are naturally drawn to you, wondering what you're thinking, feeling, or doing. This creates a sense of fascination and curiosity that keeps you in their minds even when you're not around. Stoicism teaches the value of restraint, including when to speak and when to remain silent. Not every thought or feeling needs to be expressed, and not every detail of your life needs to be shared. By intentionally keeping some aspects of your life private, you create an aura of mystery that others find intriguing. When people feel they don't fully understand you, they're more likely to think about you, trying to piece together the puzzle of who you are. Another aspect of unpredictability is not always being available. When you're always accessible, people may begin to take you for granted. But when you're occasionally unavailable or harder to reach, your absence becomes noticeable, and people start to value the time they do get with you. This doesn't mean playing games or intentionally ignoring others, but rather maintaining healthy boundaries and prioritizing your own time and space. For example, instead of always initiating conversations or plans, sometimes take a step back and allow others to come to you. When you engage, do so with genuine interest and energy, but leave a little unsaid or unexplored. This keeps interactions fresh and ensures that people are eager for the next time they can connect with you. By being a bit unpredictable, you also keep your relationships dynamic and exciting. People never fully know what to expect, which makes their time with you feel more valuable. They'll begin to miss not just your presence, but the unique energy and perspective you bring into their lives, constantly wondering what they're missing out on when you're not there. Self-improvement is one of the most profound ways to make people miss you, as it not only enhances your personal value, but also transforms how others perceive and interact with you. When you commit to growth, whether it's physical, emotional, intellectual, or professional, you naturally elevate your presence, making others take notice, and ultimately feel your absence more acutely when you're not around. Stoicism emphasizes the importance of personal mastery and continual improvement. By working on yourself, you embody this principle and demonstrate to others that you are constantly evolving. This makes your presence more compelling because people are drawn to individuals who strive for greatness and challenge themselves. Whether it's learning a new skill, improving your health, or pursuing a meaningful goal, these efforts not only enrich your life, but also make others admire and respect you. When people see you actively improving and growing, they begin to associate you with progress and inspiration. They may miss your wisdom, the way you motivate them, or the example you set. Your achievements become a reminder of your absence as they realize the unique qualities you bring into their lives. Another key aspect of self-improvement is the confidence it brings. When you are confident in your abilities and your purpose, your presence becomes magnetic. Confidence, however, isn't about arrogance, but about a quiet assurance rooted in genuine effort and growth. People notice when you walk into a room with purpose or speak with clarity and conviction, and they'll feel your absence keenly because of the energy and positivity you bring. It's important to approach self-improvement for yourself, not as a means to gain approval. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control And self-improvement is one of the most powerful areas where we have complete influence. The byproduct of this growth is that others naturally start to value and miss your presence, as you stand out as someone who continually strives to be better, inspiring them to do the same. Practicing gratitude is a powerful way to make people miss you because it creates meaningful connections and leaves a lasting impression on those around you. When you genuinely appreciate the people in your life, you show them they are valued and cherished. This simple yet profound act strengthens bonds, making others more likely to notice and miss your absence when you're not there. Gratitude, according to Stoic philosophy, is a fundamental virtue that fosters harmony and goodwill. When you express gratitude, whether it's through a heartfelt thank you, a kind gesture, or simply acknowledging someone's efforts, you cultivate an atmosphere of warmth and positivity. People naturally gravitate toward those who make them feel seen and appreciated, and they'll feel the absence of that emotional connection when you're not around. Moreover, gratitude creates a sense of reciprocity. When you consistently show appreciation for the people in your life, they often feel inspired to do the same for you. This mutual exchange strengthens relationships and reinforces your presence in their minds and hearts. Over time, they come to associate you with kindness and encouragement, making your absence more noticeable and significant. Gratitude also highlights your emotional intelligence and depth, qualities that set you apart from others. By acknowledging and valuing the contributions of those around you, you demonstrate humility and self-awareness, making you someone others respect and admire. When people reflect on interactions with you, they're reminded of how you made them feel valued and important, which makes them miss your unique presence. Ultimately, practicing gratitude isn't just about making others miss you. It's about living a life of purpose and mindfulness. The impact of gratitude on relationships is profound, as it strengthens connections and creates a legacy of kindness that lingers in the hearts of others long after you're gone. Setting clear boundaries is an essential principle for creating a sense of value and presence in your relationships. When you define and enforce boundaries, you not only protect your emotional and mental well-being, but also establish a framework of respect in all your interactions. Boundaries signal to others that you value your time, energy, and priorities, making your presence more meaningful and your absence more noticeable. Clear boundaries help you avoid overextending yourself, ensuring that your contributions in relationships remain intentional and impactful. When you don't allow yourself to be taken for granted, you cultivate a dynamic where others recognize the significance of your involvement. For instance, saying no to requests that don't align with your values or goals creates an air of mystery and self-respect, prompting others to appreciate your yes even more. People begin to notice the quality of your presence rather than the quantity. Establishing boundaries also prevents emotional burnout, allowing you to show up as your best self in relationships. When you are clear about what you will and won't tolerate, you encourage others to respect your individuality and autonomy. This respect fosters stronger connections as people value the time and attention you willingly offer rather than expect it unconditionally. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of self-control and discernment, both of which are cultivated through boundary setting. When you draw lines to protect your peace and focus, you live in alignment with your principles, gaining the admiration and respect of others. They come to see you as someone who values themselves, and this inspires them to value you as well. Boundaries also create space for growth, both yours and others. By holding firm to your limits, You encourage people to reflect on how they engage with you, fostering a deeper sense of mutual respect and understanding. In your absence, the boundaries you set act as a reminder of your self-respect, making others miss the balance and clarity you bring into their lives. Ultimately, boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about defining how you allow people in. When others understand that your presence comes with intention and purpose, they appreciate it more deeply and feel its absence more keenly. This principle of boundary setting reinforces your worth and leaves a lasting impact on those around you. Practicing emotional restraint is a powerful way to make others miss you, as it demonstrates self-mastery and creates an aura of stability and reliability. In Stoic philosophy, this principle is about responding thoughtfully rather than reacting impulsively. When you maintain emotional control, you project confidence and maturity, qualities that others are drawn to and deeply respect. When you resist the urge to overreact or act out of intense emotions, you establish yourself as someone who is grounded and in control of their inner world. This restraint creates a sense of intrigue because it shows that you do not let external situations dictate your behavior. People start to see you as someone who is steady and dependable, which can make your absence feel like the loss of a calming, stabilizing presence. Emotional restraint also communicates that you value your peace and are not easily swayed by fleeting feelings or drama. For example, if someone tries to provoke or test you, remaining calm and composed signals that you are above petty conflicts. This approach naturally earns you respect and admiration, as people recognize that you cannot be easily manipulated or shaken. Another aspect of emotional restraint is avoiding the trap of excessive overcommunication. By not always immediately sharing every thought or feeling, you create a sense of mystery and make your words more impactful when you do choose to speak. Others will begin to notice and miss the wisdom or insight you bring to conversations, as they know you speak with intention rather than reacting impulsively. In relationships, practicing restraint can also prevent unnecessary tension. Instead of engaging in heated arguments or emotional outbursts, choosing to step back and reflect shows a commitment to preserving harmony and focusing on solutions. This approach sets you apart from those who let their emotions run unchecked and demonstrates emotional intelligence that others will value. Emotional restraint does not mean suppressing your feelings, but rather managing how and when you express them. It is about maintaining a balance between acknowledging your emotions and ensuring that they do not control you. By cultivating this discipline, you not only protect your peace, but also make your presence more meaningful to those around you. They begin to notice the steadiness and wisdom you bring to interactions and feel the void of that energy when you are not there. In your absence, this controlled and composed demeanor leaves a lasting impression. People reflect on how you brought clarity and stability to situations, and they come to miss the calming influence you have in their lives. Practicing emotional restraint ultimately enhances your relationships and strengthens the respect and admiration others feel for you. Embodying self-respect is one of the most profound ways to make others miss you. Self-respect is the cornerstone of how you treat yourself and how others perceive and treat you in return. When you consistently demonstrate a high regard for yourself, people are naturally drawn to you and notice when you're not around. Self-respect starts with setting boundaries. When you clearly define what you will and won't tolerate, it sends a strong message that you value your well-being and won't compromise it for anyone. This level of self-assurance is rare and magnetic. People admire those who stand firm in their values and know what they deserve. By setting boundaries, you also ensure that your presence feels special, as you don't allow others to take you for granted. Another way to cultivate self-respect is by taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally. When you prioritize your health and personal growth, it shows in your demeanor and actions. A person who respects themselves often exudes confidence and positive energy, making their presence impactful. When you're not around, this energy is noticeably absent, and others will begin to miss it. Self-respect also means being selective about how you spend your time and who you spend it with. You don't chase after validation or attention because you already recognize your worth. This restraint creates a sense of mystery and intrigue. People begin to notice that you don't overextend yourself to please everyone, and this makes your time and attention more valuable. In interactions, self-respect is evident when you speak and act with authenticity. You don't try to fit into others' expectations or mold yourself to gain approval. Instead, you remain true to who you are, even if that means standing alone at times. This authenticity leaves a lasting impression because it's rare and refreshing in a world where many people conform. Additionally, self-respect involves handling rejection or setbacks with grace. When you don't let external opinions shake your confidence, it shows strength of character. Others begin to notice that you don't crumble under pressure, and they admire your resilience. This admiration turns into longing when they realize the stability and inspiration you bring to their lives. By embodying self-respect, you teach others how to value you. They start to understand that your presence is not something to be taken lightly, but a privilege to be cherished. In your absence, they'll reflect on how your unwavering confidence and authenticity made a difference, and they'll begin to miss the unique energy you brought to their lives. Self-respect not only elevates your relationships, but also ensures that your presence is deeply appreciated and remembered. Being genuinely kind and empathetic is one of the most underrated yet powerful ways to make others miss you. When you treat people with warmth and understanding, you create a lasting emotional connection that stays with them even when you're not around. Empathy and kindness resonate deeply because they fulfill a universal human need to feel seen, heard, and valued. True kindness goes beyond surface-level gestures. It involves paying attention to the little things that matter to others. For instance, remembering their favorite coffee order, celebrating their achievements, or simply being there when they need someone to listen. These small but meaningful actions make people feel special and cared for. When you're absent, they'll notice the void left by your thoughtful presence. Empathy plays an equally significant role. It's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes and understanding their feelings without judgment. When you show genuine empathy, people feel safe opening up to you. They trust you with their vulnerabilities, which creates a strong emotional bond. This trust and connection linger, making your absence more noticeable. Another aspect of kindness is being encouraging and supportive. Everyone faces struggles, and your ability to uplift others during their difficult times leaves a profound impact. Offering words of encouragement, sharing wisdom, or simply sitting with someone in their pain communicates that you care deeply. When you're no longer around to provide that support, people will realize how much your presence meant to them. Kindness also involves treating everyone with respect, regardless of their status or what they can offer you in return. This consistency in your behavior shows integrity and earns admiration. People will miss you not just for how you treated them, but also for how you made others feel, spreading positivity and warmth in every interaction. Being kind doesn't mean being overly available or self-sacrificing. It's about finding a balance where you offer genuine care without compromising your own needs and boundaries. When you practice this balance, your kindness feels authentic rather than forced, making it even more impactful. People will remember the sincerity behind your actions and miss the way you made them feel valued without expecting anything in return. Lastly, kindness and empathy leave a ripple effect. Your positive actions inspire others to reflect on how they treat people and how they can grow as individuals. This inspiration becomes a lasting impression, ensuring that your absence feels significant. When you practice genuine kindness and empathy, you create relationships based on trust and respect, leaving people longing for the unique warmth and connection you bring into their lives. To create lasting emotional impact and make someone miss you, it's essential to develop the ability to be unpredictable and create moments of surprise. People often miss those who add an element of spontaneity and unpredictability to their lives because they are not just another predictable presence. If you always act the same way, people will get used to you and your presence will fade into the background. However, when you introduce new experiences and unexpected gestures, you become more This principle is rooted in the concept of novelty. Human beings are naturally wired to respond to new experiences, and when you bring a sense of novelty into your interactions, you keep things exciting and fresh. This could be something as simple as suggesting a new activity, sharing an unexpected compliment, or offering a different perspective on something that's been discussed for a while. The key is to avoid falling into repetitive patterns of behavior that people can predict. When you can keep someone on their toes, they will always anticipate something special or unique from you, making your absence noticeable. Another aspect of unpredictability is the ability to surprise someone with thoughtful gestures that they weren't expecting. It could be a spontaneous act of kindness, an unexpected message, or showing up at a time when they need support without being asked. These moments make people feel valued and understood, as they realize that you are thinking about them outside of the usual contexts. When you're not around to offer these surprises, they begin to miss the unique way you made them feel important and appreciated. Additionally, by being unpredictable, you cultivate an air of mystery. You don't reveal everything about yourself, leaving others intrigued and curious about you. When people don't have all the answers about you, it keeps them wanting to know more, leading them to think about you even in your absence. This element of mystery can be incredibly powerful in creating lasting emotional connections. It makes people feel like they haven't yet uncovered everything about you, leaving them yearning for more of your time and presence. Being unpredictable also means you don't always meet expectations, and that's okay. Sometimes, we build relationships where we feel the pressure to conform to what others want from us. However, by breaking free from these expectations, you give people a chance to experience you as a whole, rather than as someone who fits into a predefined box. This can be liberating, both for you and the people around you. It's the ability to be authentic, while also allowing others to experience different facets of your personality that creates deeper and more meaningful bonds. Lastly, unpredictability doesn't mean being erratic or inconsiderate. It's about offering moments of surprise that are thoughtful, intentional, and rooted in genuine care. The goal is to create a lasting impact through the unique experiences you offer and to keep people engaged and emotionally invested in you. When you're absent, they will miss the dynamic and exciting energy you brought into their lives, and they'll long for those moments of spontaneity and surprise that only you could provide.